Without sacrifice, there is no freedom. Without sacrifice, nobody will come and help you. We have historic examples in last century, before Second World War. You need to fight, and if the world will see that you're fighting for yourself, they will come to help, because nobody will be more Taiwanese than Taiwanese themselves. So you need to show that Taiwan is for freedom, for human rights, and for democracy, and you will protect it. You will not give in so easily. Then authoritarian regimes will think 10 times before challenging you. Lithuania's military is NATO military. We have experienced not only how to defend ourselves, which is now very, I will say, actual to your country, but also we have experience in the warfare, real warfare in Ukraine. Basketball for Lithuania was always the identity fight for freedom. Because in '92 we won against a Russian team, military team, and for us this meant the fight against the large dictator. So why it is so symbolic and important for us, and you can do parallels with your country in your region, that you also challenged by the large power, not very friendly power, but the fight for your identity as Taiwanese. It is so important, and to understand that it is important to unite people, politicians, behind this idea of defending your democracy, defending your country, is important even today. The main thing is in life to know what you want. For Taiwanese people, what would you like to have? What country would you like to see? Would you like to be free? Would you like to live democratic life? Would you like to have human rights and be protected? Do you want to have freedoms? That if it is for this, all questions you have answer yes, that means you need to fight for it. Nothing is done, nothing is given. All the time, democracy and human rights and freedom needs to be protected. And today in Europe, in your region, we do have powers who don't want us to be free, who don't want us to be democratic countries. They don't want us to be independent. So, and that's exactly what, in parallel with our region, here you need to define yourself, to have consensual commitment of all people, all society, where and what kind of country you would like. If you want to be free, you fight for it, and you will be fighting for it. And only then, if you will be fighting yourself, the Western allies will come to help. If you will not fight yourself, nobody will come. Without sacrifice, there is no freedom. Without sacrifice, nobody will come and help you. We have historic examples in last century, before Second World War. You need to fight, and if the world will see that you're fighting for yourself, they will come to help, because nobody will be more Taiwanese than Taiwanese themselves. So you need to show that Taiwan is for freedom, for human rights, and for democracy, and you will protect it. You will not give in so easily. Then authoritarian regimes will think 10 times before challenging you. I don't know. It's up to you to decide, because as what I was just saying, you need to define yourself what country you want and fight for it. Without fight, without sacrifice, will be nothing. Somebody else will come, and somebody else will decide instead of you how you're supposed to live. And that's exactly the choice for small countries. Lithuania, Taiwan. It's how much we are ready to be proud nations, fighting for ourselves and showing courage and commitment and determination. If not, somebody else will come. Somebody else will dictate how we're supposed to live. That's exactly the message I want to say. Our experience in Lithuania through the histories was, if you will not fight yourself, you will disappear.
But just in the past few days, the Chinese army do the military exercise near the Taiwan. So how do you think about this?
Look, it's the same. We have even war in Europe on the border of Lithuania. We have aggressive, large country behaving aggressively against its neighbors. So China is doing the same. But exactly this shows how large authoritarian powers are weak, because they're demonstrating power against small country, peaceful country. Why? How large threat you pose to such huge power. That means they do not have self-confidence. They are in troubles mentally if they need to show and demonstrate power against small country. I think beneficial for both sides to open our markets, to be more cooperative between each other, because we can give know-how where we are the best. Taiwan is best in one area, our region, and technologies are in other areas. We can, because we are friendful countries. We are small but democratic, proud of our future and willing to be free. So we are friends. That means we can be trustfully building our relations with respect to each other, which we do not see from large authoritarian regimes. They do not respect others. They do not respect their own people because they are demonstrating, humiliating smaller nations. So from this point of view, if our relations will be built on trust and respect, we can do a lot of things, a lot, in any areas. For us also laser technology we are coming with and showing to you. We have very high developed fintech, financial services, so we can show what we can share with you. You are showing and giving us what is the best in your country. So I think that it will be beneficial for all sides if it is based on trust and friendful relations. It's useless to comment on one or another political party discussions. What I would like to say is that geopolitically in the world, we need to de-risk concentration of technology in one country because the supply chains could be and can be disrupted. We need to have security net around the world, including for your country's economy, to have security nets if in case, for example, you will be blockaded or something else. So the problem is in geopolitical terms that world economy is fragmentating, globalization is very much jeopardized, and aggressive nations could even make it worse. So from this point of view, investments of Taiwan abroad is de-risking your dependency on possible military and economic blockade. So from this point of view, we need to think geopolitically. We are small, but we could think and behave geopolitically as large. That's exactly what you already, your country is doing. You're investing in different parts of the world. In Europe, in Singapore, in other countries, that's exactly, I think it's very clever and strategic to do. Because as I said, we do not know how desperate, how aggressive large powers will be, what methods they will use. And this is not the question only about bilateral relations with Taiwan, but it is also a geopolitical global issue of world's economy. It will take time. I think especially in the very nearest years, the blockage of formal membership will be made by large neighbors of yours, but you can do it informally. A lot of things can be done not based on formal agreements, but it could be any different arrangements, regional arrangements, bilateral arrangements. So you need to be flexible and clever. That's it. I cannot invite officially because I'm former president, but of course she will be welcomed anytime if she will decide to do so. But I also proposed to cooperate not only on economic level, but also military level, because Lithuania's military is NATO military. We have experience not only how to defend ourselves, which is now very, I will say, actual to your country, but also we have experience in the warfare, real warfare in Ukraine, because our experts were helping prepare Ukrainian army. So we can share also our experiences how to really defend, not theoretically, but really defend our country and your country. Also, we introduced subscription already 8 years ago, and we know how to train in short period of time. We have subscription time 9 months, how to train people fast, how to prepare for defense of the territory, and not only militarily, but in mindset also. So we can be as a real example of practical experience, because our region is so far away, but the challenges are living with a large aggressive neighbor is the same.